Ooh, got one. Oh, look at him. There we go. I tell you, there ain't nothing like catching a nice, big, beautiful brim on the fly. But that's not the kind of fishing we're going to do today. We're down here at one of my favorite creeks. We're about to do some magnet fishing. Maybe after I catch a few more brim. We'll see you in a minute. Whoa! Ah, he shook it off. He shook it off. Sad day. All right, guys, so it's been about an hour since I recorded that intro. I got caught up fishing and catching brim. Plus, I kept trying to catch that bass I lost a minute ago again on the fly pole. Never caught a bass before on the fly pole, just brim. But let me show you what we're actually going to be doing today. Let's go to the Jeep here. All right, so today we're going to be magnet fishing. I have magnet fished before, but this magnet was just sent to me by Wukong, I believe is the company's name. They sell fishing magnets on Amazon, and this is the strongest and largest magnet I've ever used. My other magnets were smaller and I think in the 500-pound range. This is the largest fishing magnet available on Amazon, and it is 1,146 pounds of pulling force. So I'm pretty excited to use that. I'm going to drop a link in the description in the comments so you can check out this magnet for yourself. So let's get it down to the creek and see if we can find anything. All right, so before we get the magnet in the water, let me tell you where we're at today. We're at Standing Boy Creek, and this is one of my favorite fishing spots. I've also taken a canoe up this creek before, and let me tell you a kind of funny story that happened before. I had taken my canoe out, put it in the water here, and went way up the creek, and I had left my old Jeep Wagoneer, I'm sure y'all remember that, parked right there. Well, when I got back to the Jeep Wagoneer, there was a business card left by a police officer on my front seat. So, you know, I was like, what's this all about? So I called the police officer back, and he said that he thought I might have been one of the old-time Standing Boy Creek folks, that he was a detective way back in, I think, the 80s on a murder case that happened down here on this creek, and it was an unsolved murder case. I think they found a body in the creek, and it was something he was hoping, you know, to reopen that case and maybe find some additional clues. Hoped maybe either I was the murderer, which I was not, or maybe I knew something about it. Unfortunately, I'm not one of the old timers, but it's a favorite creek of mine. So let's see what we can fish out of there. That's not fish, but metal. All right, so Wukong is actually sending me another magnet and some paracord to tie onto their magnet. This is just some paracord that I had rigged up on one of my old magnets. So let's get some length of string off here and see if we can't toss this in there. I hope I tied my knot good. You can bet that scared the fish. Won't have any more luck fly fishing here today. All right, let's see if we got anything on the first catch. Nothing at all. All right, let's do it again. All right, well, we didn't catch anything again other than some little magnetic rocks and little flakes of metal. So I'm gonna go ahead and turn the camera off, and we're gonna fish around a little bit now that you guys know what I'm doing out here, and I'll turn it on when we find something. All right, we got something down here. And let me tell you, this magnet is definitely stuck to it. I think I'm going to have to go in and do some manual magnet rescue here. Thankfully, it's not like the bottom of the river or something, and I can see what it is. Let me check and take my fly box out of my pocket. All right, it's time to get a little wet here. Hopefully it didn't land on the water moccasin den down here. I can see what it's hooked onto. Alright, I got it loose. So let's pull it the rest of the way up with the magnet and see what we caught. Oh yeah, that is a beaver chewed log right there. So there's some beaver somewhere in this water, which means you do not want to get it in your mouth or drink the water because of that beaver disease. All right, let's see what we got here. Magnet's definitely not coming off. It's pretty heavy, whatever it is. I don't think it's a murder weapon from that investigation I was telling you guys about, but we'll find out what it is. All right, there we go. Look at that, it's a big old spanner. Actually, I don't know what that is. Oh boy. All right guys, sorry about that earlier. My camera battery died in the middle of filming, which was unusual. It was 100%, then went down to like 12%. May have to look at some better batteries, but here is what we pulled out of the water. I do not know what that is. It's well, you probably got the size of it earlier, but it's pretty big. If you guys know what that is, let me know. I can tell you that this magnet is definitely super strong and the strongest that I have ever owned. I could barely get it off of there. In fact, I struggled with it for a while I was waiting for the camera battery to charge back up. I actually wound up taking a rock and kind of tapping it off to the side gently. So definitely a good magnet here. And I do recommend this if you're into magnet fishing. So check out the links. I'll provide it, like I said, in a comment in the description. What I would probably recommend is putting on a different kind of rope than paracord, because that's kind of hurt your hands when you're pulling on that, especially with a magnet of this strength. If you get it stuck on something like that or had to go help it out of the water, you want a better grip. And definitely wear gloves while you're doing that so you don't get rope burn, which I did not do today. Other thing I'd probably recommend is some kind of pry bar or something to remove the magnet, something you can stick in there and kind of use to lift the magnet, because it was heck getting it off of this this piece of metal here. Like I said, I took a rock and tapped it from the eyelet to get it to slide over to the side. I could not do that by hand at all. And you're not really supposed to. You don't want to hit the actual magnet surface or the sides of it, because these will shatter, as I understand. I don't know that for a fact, but I think these will shatter, and I didn't want to risk it. There's a frog singing over there. I don't know if you guys heard it. All right, guys, so I'm going to conclude this video. I'm going to go find some charged up batteries, probably steal some from Brian, and then we may go somewhere else and do some more magnet fishing. But I definitely recommend this magnet, and help me identify what that is. And we will see you on the next adventure. Gotta make sure my seat stays covered up here. It's the strangest thing with these Jeeps is water actually stains the seats on here. And if you're like me and get in the water, you'll quickly stain them up. It's the weirdest thing. So make sure that's nice and covered.